Hello, my name is Charlie Haffey, and the title of today's show is Google Keep. What is Google Keep? Keep is a note-taking app. Think of Evernote, OneNote, and the incredibly well-named notes that you'll probably find on your smartphone. Let me show you some applications of Keep on a laptop, and then two marvelous applications of Keep on an iPhone. I have my Google Chrome browser open. I'm on my google.com homepage, and over here I know I'm logged in because my little picture's sitting there. No matter PC or Mac, you have to be able to navigate to either the name of the software or the icon for the software so you can click on it and open it. In my Mac here, I could go use the Finder, or I can use a shortcut and come down here to my taskbar and click on the icon for Notes for Google Keep. But because I am signed in already to my Gmail account, I could come up here, and you can do this PC or Mac. I'm going to start typing in the URL for my Keep account. And you can see that it's going to populate to Google Keep, keep.google.com. So if I click on that, it's going to open up to my Google Keep account because I had already logged in before this. You'll notice that there are a variety of what we refer to as sticky notes. They come in different colors, different sizes. In order to make sense out of what could be a very confusing situation, we use labels. And over here, these labels are the same kind of labels that you use in Gmail. They're similar to folders, but different. So I'm going to create a new label just to make things easier to follow. Demonstrate. And I am done. So I'm going to click on Demonstrate, and obviously I have no notes in here yet. I just created the label. To take a note, I'm simply going to come up here to click on Take a Note. And you can see I have my little Demonstrate label identified right here. So let's just say that tomorrow I need to get some cash. So I'm going to type in ATM. Up here, I'm going to give this little note a title. I'm going to call this Cash. And I could close it out and it would just be there blending with everything else. I could come down here and click on Remind Me. And I can have a pop-up on my phone later today, tomorrow, next week, or I can pick a date and time. So I'm going to pick tomorrow. And I don't like 1:30 p.m. I'm going to go to, I don't like these other presets. I'm going to go to Custom, and I'm going to go to 9 a.m. And you can click on this and repeat or not repeat. I don't want this to repeat. I'm going to click on Save. And you'll notice that my little reminder icon has a square around it, which means the reminder is active. I could, if I wanted to, come over here and click on Collaborator. Anybody whose email I drop in here or by name, I can send them the same note in their Google Keep. And what's going to happen is, for example, if I sent this to my wife and she was already in town today and she picked up some cash, then that would save me the trip. I'm not going to trouble my wife with this little note, so I'll cancel out of this. I can, if I wanted to, give the notes that are in Demonstrate all a specific color. I'll go with green because that's beautiful. Here is an Add Image icon. We're going to do that in a minute with another note. Over here I have Archive. Archives are neat. You can archive a note and it will take it off your Keep desktop. It doesn't delete it, it just hides it. You can go get it later on. Over here I have my 3 vertical dots, the snowman icon. If I click on this, I get more options. I can delete the note. I can change the labels. I can add a drawing. I've only used this to do a highlighter or like a marker and underline something. Really, for me, I'm just a doodler. You can make a copy. You can show checkboxes. We'll do that in a minute. You can copy this to Google Docs. And one of the things that Google's been doing lately is they've been integrating a lot of their apps. So if you open up a Google Doc, if you open up your Gmail, if you open up your Google Calendar, there'll be a sidebar with some options, and Google Keep will be one of those options. So you could actually open up Google Keep while you're still in Gmail. You don't have to leave the Gmail to go to Keep. This is something that I find to be most helpful, not flipping around on tabs on my browser. I'm going to leave all these there for now. One other thing that we could do is, well, let me close this and show you what happens. And I'm going to come back up here and go to Notes and just bring back all my notes. So here is my cache ATM, and it's kind of mixed in with the rest of these things. So I'm going to open it, and I want this to be a priority. So I'm going to come up here and click on Pin Note. Any notes that are pinned are going to be always at the top of your Keep desktop. So let me click on this and close. And now you can see the cache ATM, my presentation gear, and my URL for today's conference. They're all sitting right at the very top. Then below that, we have the others. This is where the riffraff lives, stuff that you need but don't really need right now. And again, you could, if you wanted to, come over here. I could click on chores. These are all things that I need to do or things that I have done. Reminders. I'm going to get a reminder tomorrow at 9 a.m. to tell me to go get cash. In my chores labels, I need to get sink washers to repair a leaky faucet from Home Depot. And that's going to tell me on September 17th at 8 a.m., it's going to tell me to go get those washers. So you can look at all your notes. You can narrow it down by which notes have reminders. You can narrow it down by label, chores. Right? And down here on the archive, this is where notes are kind of held for you out of sight. And down here, of course, is the trash. So that's pretty much in a nutshell your standard note. So we're still in Demonstrate. Go to Demonstrate, and I want to do a checklist here. I'm getting ready for a small trip. I'm going to go fishing, so I need to make lunch. And I need to make coffee. And I need my fishing gear. When it's time, close this up just to see how it goes. So here it is on my desktop. I want to make it that ugly green. Right? I could open this. If I have made my lunch, put it in my car, I click on this, and it's not deleted from the list. It's just dropped down here into the completed item area. There's a line through it, and the check appears in the checkbox. Made my coffee? In the car. Fishing gear? In the car. Off I go. When I come back, I can unpack the lunch debris, take my thermos out of the car, and put my fishing gear away, and I'm ready to go for my next fishing trip. So let me close this out. And I'm not going to pin that just so you can see the difference between the two. So I'm still in Demonstrate. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to Add an Image to a Note. I click on this, and you can go through all of your favorites right over here. I just so happen to have on my desktop a picture that I'm going to use. And I'm going to click Open, and it's going to drag this picture into my note. So let me just title this as Norway. This was the view from the bow of a cruise ship that my wife and I were on last year. Now, to take a note, I'm going to leave that for now. I want to pin this. I really definitely want this up top. So let me just close this out. And here I have my Norway picture, and you could put whatever you like in there as far as notes. But that's really, for all intents and purposes, how you get a note with a picture in it. So there are a couple of options that I find to be easier to do on the iPhone. So let me switch to my iPhone view. I'm looking down at my smartphone at all my icons, and on the second row from the bottom, I see my Google Keep icon. I'm going to tap on that to open Google Keep. And this is the desktop that we left in the last presentation. I'm going to go to the upper left corner, and I have my labels available. I'm going to come down and I'm going to tap on Demonstrate. And this is where we did our work in the previous part of the presentation. On the bottom of my screen, I have a small microphone icon. I'm going to tap on that, and it's going to open up a Dictation Note. Buy chocolate and flowers for Beverly. Now I'm going to just play it to see if it runs. Buy chocolate and flowers for Beverly. Pretty good. Title this, You Better, and come back over here. I'm not going to recolor it. I don't think I'll forget this one. The last thing we're going to demonstrate here is on the bottom right is the camera icon. And if I click on that, I can take a photo or choose an image. So I'm going to take a photo. So if I come over here and frame out my business card and take the picture, I'm going to use this photo. And let me label this as card. There we go. I'm going to tap the image once to open up the note. Tap the image again to open up an editing page. And I'm going to go to the top right-hand corner to the 3 horizontal dots, the fallen snowman. Click on that, and I have an option here to grab the image text. The software has an OCR, an optical character reader, and anything that it recognizes as a letter or a number, it's going to pull and dump it into the note for me. Boom. All of the text that was in the card is now on my note. The benefit to this is that Google has blended some of these apps together. So if you're in Google Docs, Gmail, or Google Calendar, there's a sidebar now on the right-hand side. And in that sidebar is one of the things is a Google Keep. And you can click on that and open up your Google Keep desktop while you're still in the original application. No more flipping around to different tabs on Google Chrome. That is really helpful. You can do it with any PDF, any document. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very brief overview of Google Keep. 3. That was a very short look at Google Keep. There are a lot of things that you can do with Google Keep. If you have any questions, go online. There's a lot of resources online to answer your questions. For me personally, I go to YouTube. I love watching the videos. I am a visual learner. I'd like to hear from you if you have any feedback about the presentation. I'd also like to know if there are any subjects that you'd like to see covered in a future presentation. Feel free to email me with any of your comments or questions. My contact information is below. My name is Charlie Haffey. That's my show. Thanks for watching.